Good morning, class. Let's start with a warm-up. I've written the sentence, I love you, on the board. Can you think of a way that you can change the meaning of I love you by adding a word or a few words? Think back to our lesson about qualifiers. How would you add a qualifier to this sentence? I basically love you. That's a great one. Any more? Each of you, please come up to the board and write the sentence, I love you, and a qualifier. Okay, we have some really good ones here. I basically love you. I rarely love you. I love you when you take out the trash. I like that one. Sometimes I love you. I still love you. Great. And who remembers what part of speech qualifiers are from? Yep, adverbs and adverbial phrases. I love it that you remember our qualifiers lesson. Here's a handout to refresh your memory a little bit more about qualifiers. We'll be talking more about qualifiers in just a moment, but right now I'd like to have a pronunciation moment. I noticed that many of you had trouble pronouncing the word love. Notice where the tip of your tongue is when you say the L sound. Ooh. It should be on the ridge just behind your top front teeth. Ooh. Now let's make the R sound. Your tongue should be pulled to the back of your mouth and touching the teeth in the back of your mouth. But the tip of your tongue shouldn't be touching anything. This diagram shows you a little bit more about it. Now let's try it together. Ooh. You can change the L sound to an R sound. Start with the L sound. Ooh. And then pull your tongue back to make the R sound. When you make the L sound, your lips should be relaxed. Ooh. But when you make the R sound, your lips should be round. And the back of your tongue should be tense when you're making both sounds. Who can roll their tongue into a tube shape? A couple of you can. That's great. That tension that you feel when you make the tube is what you should feel when you make the L and the R sounds. And if you can't do it, don't worry. Just go back to making the L sound by touching your tongue to that gum ridge behind your top front teeth. Ooh. And then you can change it by pulling your tongue back to make the R sound. Lur, 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 lur. Great. I can already hear some improvement. Let's compare these two words, love and rub. And let's hear them in a sentence. Take out a pen and paper and write down this sentence. I would love it if you rubbed my feet. Again, I would love it if you rubbed my feet. I would love it if you rubbed my feet. Which sounds do you hear? Do you hear the word love and the word rub? Okay, pair up with your partner and compare sentences. Do you feel confident about your sentences? Do you want to hear it one more time? I would love it if you rubbed my feet. Who would like to come up to the board and write their sentence down? Jinsuk? Great, thank you. I would love it if you rubbed my feet. Perfect. And how did everybody else do? Yeah, is that what you wrote down? Great. Okay, So now let's use our new L and R skills on some tongue twisters. I'm going to say each twice, and then you repeat once, okay? Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Truly rural. Truly rural. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Rolling red wagons. Rolling red wagons. Red blood, bad blood. Red blood, bad blood. That's great. Again, I already hear some improvement. I suggest that you spend 5 minutes a day on tongue twisters. Take note of them on your phone and then run through them when you're standing in line at the grocery store or the ATM or you have 5 minutes to spare. I guarantee it that the people around you will be very, very impressed. Think of your tongue twisters as your secret weapon to move your English pronunciation to the next level. And actually, let's make these tongue twisters part of your homework tonight. What do you say? We'll run through them again in class tomorrow, okay? Okay, so now that we've warmed up and had a short pronunciation moment, let's move on to the main event of the day. Today, we're going to watch a video clip of the TV show Modern Family. Does anybody watch Modern Family here? Yeah, some of you do. Okay, well, if you're looking for a TV show to watch in English, I suggest this one because it's very conversational and there are a lot of cultural references. Many people think that this particular scene is the funniest of all the Modern Family scenes. We're going to listen to it a couple of times. It takes place in a restaurant, and the customers around the main characters overhear the main characters' conversations. It's funny because the other customers get offended because they're only overhearing part of the conversation. They're hearing the main character's words out of context. Just like qualifiers can change the meaning of the sentence, the context of the conversation can change the meaning as well. So listen carefully because on Friday, we're going to all be giving a talk for a couple of minutes on a related topic. The reason why I wanted to focus on this today is because I've heard from a number of you that you're frustrated that you don't understand cultural references and jokes in English. Understanding cultural references takes time. It takes exposure to the culture also. But looking closely at what's happening in a funny scene like this one can give us clues into what's funny. Any questions? Okay, let's move on to the scene then.